Ever since Donald Trump got elected as president, people have been more separated from one another. The whole love thy neighbor doesn't mean anything unless you agree politically. And if not, just beat the shit out of them. Well, let's be honest. We're all pussies, right? How about join a group and roam the streets wearing masks so you don't have to face any consequences for your violent behavior? Sounds familiar? Antifa, which is short for anti-fascist, is a group of mostly 20-year-olds who wear masks and fight against fascism. Sounds awesome, right? I mean, how can you hate that? I don't like fascists, so this seems like a perfect group to join. Hell, I'll have my whole family join. I'll even get my grandpa, but you can't judge a book by its cover. You see, that's how they're able to get a pass on mainstream news. And you know what? From the sound of it, if you don't support them, then you're the fascists. They're obviously anti-Trump, and most mainstream news are left, or at least center-left. So to no surprise, I wouldn't hear the truth behind Antifa. Antifa has a track record of violence. Everything from hitting or throwing a milkshake in their rallies towards people who doesn't agree with them. In their mind, if you don't agree with them, well, I mean, they're anti-fascists. The only logical conclusion is that you're either a Nazi or a fascist supporter. The worst part of it all is that Antifa members wear masks to hide their identity. Nothing says bravery like hiding your identity because you're worried you might get fired from your 9-to-5 job, or even worse, legal consequences. Look, I love a bit of ultra-violence. I consider myself an avid fan of violence, actually. In fact, The News is my favorite TV show. But I'm a man of taste. I like my episodes to have a fair balance of violence. When you have a horde of people attacking other people for having different opinions, and then running back in the crowd of your hive-minded bros, it becomes dull fast. It's not fair. In fact, it's cowardly. Whatever happened to the good old riots? Like the LA riots. A little window into how we all are deep down inside. You see, that's a real man's riot. Hashtag make riots great again. In all seriousness, there needs to be a stop against Antifa. And if you think I'm exaggerating and thinking to yourself, surely the government is recognizing this as a domestic terrorist group and they're doing something, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You're wrong. So let's take a look at Portland, Oregon, where the recent attack on journalist Andy Ngo took place. Here's a little bit of info of Andy Ngo. He's a conservative journalist who's been writing articles against Antifa. And Ngo showed up to one of their protests, and well, just take a look at this clip.
Yo! Fucking own, bitch!
According to Antifa, their hate for Andy Ngo is deeper. They think he's a supporter of Proud Boys, another stupid group that's on the right. I understand if you're 20 years old and you think you're right, and you think you know what's right, and you think you're special, but in the grand scheme of things, you don't know jack shit. You're fueled by emotions, like how I am right now. Emotions are the most unreliable compass. It'll make irrational decisions. It'll separate you from ideas because you're so tunnel vision you won't see the hypocrisy and nonsense. The worst part is, you're part of a group, all thinking you're the heroes. Violence is never the answer, unless there's oil. But I don't want you to think I'm just attacking one group and one side. I think all the other groups, like Proud Boys and men's rights activists, are dumb as hell. They've been known to be violent as well on some occasions. The only reason why I'm focusing on Antifa is because I've seen a lot of left-leaning news outlets supporting, or not even recognizing Antifa, instead talking about right-leaning groups, which makes me think they're only playing one side. I don't care if you're right, left, middle, up, down. You shouldn't be a bitch and cause violence or harass people. You shouldn't wear a mask. You shouldn't throw milkshakes. You're not changing the world, you're making it more annoying. Look, I know hashtag not all. I'm sure there's nice, non-violent Antifa members, same with any group, but that's the problem about joining a group. You take responsibility on what the bad apples of your group does. When you're watching and not doing anything while your bros are attacking people, you're just as bad as them, possibly worse. Including the mayor of Portland, who seems to be on Team Antifa, giving them little consequence for their behavior. Cops aren't treating Antifa the same as any other violent group. Okay, I'm sorry. My emotions are controlling me. That's it for What a Bit. I hope I catch you again at ccn.com. Make sure to subscribe if you love ultraviolence, or if you don't.